Another thing to look at when looking at application software is where is the software being run? Is it software that we download and install on our own computer, in which case it would be known as installed software, right? We're installing it on our own computer. Or is it software that we go use via the web, in which case it would be web-based software. So what is an example of web-based software? Well, you are looking at web-based software right now on this screen. I am in Google, and I'm in the Google Drive area, and I'm doing a presentation here inside Google Drive. And inside Google Drive, I could create documents, presentations, spreadsheets, forms. I could do drawings. I could save these. I could organize files. And this is all web-based software. It's all web-based software. So this is not software that's running on my machine, right? Like to actually create this presentation, all of the code, to do stuff and things like that, that's running on Google's server. So when I format this and stuff like that, it's an interaction between Google's computer and my computer. Without Google's computer, I won't be able to do this, right? And versus if I had this installed on my own computer, if it's installed software, and I went to Microsoft Office and I started PowerPoint, well, I don't need Microsoft's computer to run PowerPoint because it's installed on my computer. So that's the difference, right? So installed software versus web-based software. And web-based software is more commonly known as and talked about as cloud-based software or cloud computing. All right, so you hear this phrase sometimes, cloud computing or cloud software. If you go to Google and you search for cloud software, I wish it was Mick Cloud software and like I owned it all, because then I'd be like way rich. But if you go to Google and search for cloud software, you'll find a bunch of different articles about what cloud software is and cloud computing and everything like that, and news about cloud software. And it's really kind of the way things are starting to go, which is pretty interesting. And why would they be going this way? Well, one of the strong reasons for offering software in this fashion is that it takes a lot of resources to install software and run it on your own computer, particularly if you're an enterprise, because then you got to have an IT staff, right? A tech staff. And yeah, sorry, just pause thinking about IT. What did IT stand for? I hear that phrase, and it's information technology. Just for a moment, I'm like, gosh, what's that IT stand for? So yeah, it's expensive to run software if you're in your own company, because you got to have tech guys to support the hardware, the servers, and then you got to install the software, and you got to make sure the software all works well together, and you got to do updates. And when you change some of the software, that could have pretty big ramifications to how everything else is running on your machines. And so it's a big pain. It's a big pain in the ass. And with cloudware, you don't have to worry about that. You just need to make sure that you're connected to the internet. So a really good video that explains sort of what cloud computing is and why we like web-based software or cloudware or cloud computing is this video here. If you go to YouTube and search for Salesforce, what is cloud computing, you'll see this kind of light blue video, what is cloud computing. A variety of people have it posted up here on YouTube. And that video really explains pretty well the idea behind cloud computing from a business standpoint and why it's attractive to businesses. So it's this idea that, again, right, like I'm able to do all this stuff here at Google Drive, and I don't have to worry about installing the software on my computer, keeping the software up to date, getting a new version when it comes out, right? Google runs and manages all of the software. When new versions come out, Google updates it. I just go in here and I use it. And so that's a cloud computing. And there's an important distinction between, do we install the software on our own computer, or are we using the software up there on the web, which is known colloquially as the cloud. And people call it the cloud because it's somewhere out there, right? Like my data is stored somewhere out there. Let me see if there's anything interesting, anything else that's interesting to share with you. This was a big deal. Like Adobe just recently had all of their main software become cloudware, and now you subscribe for like 20 bucks a month. And you have access to all of their their software, and so far they have 1.3 million paid subscribers. So they're getting $20 a month times 1.3 million. 20 times 1,300,123. That's going to be like 2.6 what billion? Is that right? They get 2.6. No, they get 26 million. Not quite. I bet they wish I was doing their accounting. They get 26 million a month in revenue from subscriptions. That's kind of cool. And then there was this this article which I thought was neat: the 20 coolest cloud software vendors of the Cloud 100. And so again, here it talks about what Google's doing, like with Google Drive. So Google Drive is mentioned in there, and other stuff, Docs and Gmail, right? It used to be called Docs, not called Docs anymore. It's now just called Drive, but you know how that is cloudware. So even Gmail is cloudware, right? Instead of running Microsoft Outlook and doing all my email with something installed on my machine, I could just use Gmail, and that is accessing all of my email, you know, with cloud-based software. It's accessing it on the web. So that's something for you to know about when we talk about application software. Is where is it running? Is it running locally, in which case is installed on my computer, or is it running on the cloud? Is it running on the cloud? And knowing about cloud computing is a real big buzzword, and also an area in which technology is moving. It's a big growth area. And the cool thing about this article here is just kind of looking at some of the different cloud companies, .cloud, right? It's different cloud companies that are out there and what they're doing. So check it out. I actually think it's kind of cool to just check out these different companies and read about what services they're offering over the web now, right? You just log in, and there is all the stuff that you want to do. Salesforce.com is one of the first ones I knew about, and a real big one. So Salesforce.com is that video I suggested you go check out right here. What is cloud computing? That's Salesforce.com. No hardware, no software, no boundary. You just log in, and you're ready to go. And it allows you to manage your Salesforce more effectively and look at how you're dealing with your customers, customer relationship management. So this is really useful software, Salesforce.com. All right, that's a little bit about cloud computing versus having your software installed right on your own machine.